All right, it's like I've gone off to New Orleans for the weekend because what I've got here right now is a big bowl of hearty, simplified Cajun sausage and chicken gumbo with rice. Now I simplify this. This is not exactly 100% the Cajun recipe, the way they usually make it. Usually you'd make this and you'd pour it over top of rice, but guess what? That means you need 2 pots, right? I've simplified it, so you just do it all in 1 pot. Rice and everything's in here. It's nice and thick. Hey, look at this. Thick. We've got all that from the okra. Oh, and you've got the flavoring in here from the sausage, and you've got the chicken. Yeah, you can taste that chorizo sausage in there, and the okra. It's a flavor. Well, you got to try it to know this flavor. It is so delicious. It's hot. Let's go in the kitchen and mix this right now. When you get a mouthful of this, you're just gonna feel that gumbo in there, and it's thick. It's delicious. It's absolutely fantastic. It's made for winter. I don't know why they serve it in New Orleans. This is made for cold countries. Let's go in the kitchen and make it right now. Here are all the ingredients we need to make our simplified Cajun sausage and chicken gumbo with rice. So, first of all, in front here, we have 1/4 cup of flour, 2 teaspoons of pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of paprika, 5 cloves of garlic thinly sliced, 6 tablespoons of butter, a cup of rice. Now this is the Japanese rice, but you can use any kind of long grain rice. Is probably better usually. It's just that this is all I can get. Over here I've got 2 red bell peppers which have been chopped. I have here a 1/2 pound or 230 grams of okra. The top's cut off and then sliced into pieces about 3/4 of an inch or 20 millimeters long, bite-sized pieces. I have 1 onion chopped. I have here 1 pound or 450 grams of chorizo sausage cut into bite-sized pieces. And then here 1 pound or 450 grams of chicken thigh, also cut into bite-sized pieces. And for the soup itself, what we have here is 2 15-ounce cans or about 4 cups of chicken stock. Now I've got a big pot going here, so let's get that going. We'll bring that up to medium heat. And then we're going to toss in the butter. So let's get that butter melting, give it a little push around here, speed it up a little bit. All right, now the butter has melted. I'm going to toss in the onion. And then along with the onion, the pepper, the salt. Get a little mix around. In goes the flour. Now we're just going to mix that flour into all the onion. I want to cook this for about 5 minutes, stirring occasionally on medium heat. I'm going to soften up the onions a bit, and we're also going to kind of brown up that flour a bit. Just basically cook the rawness off the flour. So 4 or 5 minutes is good enough. Just keep stirring around a bit. And then we're going to come back and get working on the rest of it. All right, see you in about 4 or 5 minutes. All right, that's been about 4 minutes. You look, we haven't really browned it or anything like that. We just softened up the onions a little bit, taking the rawness out of that flour. And now everything else goes in. So just whatever, toss in the rice, toss in the chicken. In goes the sausages. In goes the red bell pepper, the okra, the garlic, and the paprika. And just before I add this soup in, or soup stock, I'm going to give this a little mix around in here. Just get things kind of distributed throughout. Not that it's that important, because as it cooks, that's going to happen anyways. I just want to get things off to a nice start here. There we go. And then in goes the soup stock. Now the only other ingredient we might need is we're going to see how much it thickens up. Depending on, we've got our okra in here, which the okra actually has this mucilaginous ability to it, which helps to thicken up gumbo. And we've also used some flour and butter in there. So we're going to cook this now, covered, for 1 hour. We're just going to let it simmer away here for an hour. And then what we'll do is we'll check and see whether or not it needs a little bit extra liquid added to it or not. Of course, we want it nice and thick. All right, put the lid on here. That's going to simmer away for an hour, and we'll come back then, have a look at it. See you then. Right, that's been cooking about 20 minutes right now. Let's have a look at it. And now you see it's starting to bubble nicely and thicken up a little bit. So what I've been doing is every once in a while, I'll just go in there and stir around. I don't want the rice to burn to the bottom, so just kind of scrape around the bottom, bring up any rice that's stuck down a little bit, keep it going. Now it's starting to thicken up, but I don't want to add any liquid yet because this is looking absolutely, I think you can see it, absolutely perfect. Now the rice does absorb a lot of the water, so that's going to thicken it up. We've got our flour in there, our flour roux mixture. We've got this all the stickiness from the okra mixing in here. This is just absolutely fantastic. It smells so good already. I'm going to keep cooking this. I want to get that chicken well cooked and those sausages and everything. But we're just going to keep it on it and keep stirring it every once in a while. And then if we do need some extra liquid, we could add some water. Right now, it's looking pretty good. All right, that's been cooking for just a little under an hour, but it's looking absolutely fantastic. Look at this. You see the bubbles coming up, and they're breaking a little bit, leaving a little bit of behind them. Like it's not just wet like in soup. So you can tell it's nice and thick. And look at that, when we stir it, oh, that is gumbo. So yes, this time, didn't need to add any water to it. It's absolutely perfect. You might find sometimes that you want to add a little bit if the consistency is a little too thick for you or starting to dry out. But really, look at that. That's the way you want it. You want this just kind of good and thick, a little gooey looking. That's gumbo, that's perfect. All right, so let's put that aside and let's get a bowl. Serve some of this deliciousness up. Here we go. Dip in there. Oh, look at that. That is just a nice, thick, delicious gumbo. All right, let's get a couple red peppers on top. They just look really nice. Oh, is that beautiful? All right, that's it. Enjoy simplified Cajun sausage and chicken gumbo with rice, all done in one pot. Enjoy. Now, if you go to the link appearing on the screen and also clickable in this video's description, you can download and print out this recipe from the main dishes recipes booklet on Kuma's Kitchen's Patreon page. Just click the featured tag called recipes. Now, go print out the recipe and enjoy simplified Cajun sausage and chicken gumbo with rice. And make cooking fun again with Kuma's Kitchen.